I'm here to tell you that sometimes when we put our thought processes on paper, when we reflect on something or try to think something through and actually write the responses down, there's stuff that you really can uncover when you do that. I've found that my most rewarding conversations with myself have been when I've taken these ideas and perspectives and all of that, and instead of just having them in my head and being, secure in them and knowing, what I believe about something or how I approach something, instead of just having that in my head, I sit down and I write it down and I write it out, and I find that it helps to organize all of my thoughts in a way that it gives me some clarity. I want you to try to do, and you don't have to post your answers to any of these questions. You can just sit down for a half hour, look through this little packet of questions and thoughts that I've put together, and just think about it. And try, if you can, to print it off and write down the answers. I've left some space for you to actually write your answers, and you can do it with a pencil, you can do it with a pen, you can do it with a really cool marker, you can doodle all over it. But just take some time to sit down and really kind of think this through. The first time I did something like this was I was trying to figure out my word of the year for last year, and I found a worksheet, and instead of just sitting and saying what's my word for the year and just kind of like sitting with myself and reflecting and thinking and all that, it actually had me go through a series of steps and answer certain questions and really reflect on the year I'd had and the beliefs I had and what I was looking for in the new year. And at the end of all of that, I think it was like 3 or 4 pages, it's Christine Kane. By the end of the whole worksheet, I had a clearer idea of what I wanted to attain in that year and what I was looking for. So I think that sitting down and going through questions and really giving it some thought really can help you figure out where you are in your artful journey and where you want to go. I think sometimes we have these constructs of how an art journal page should look, or what we're supposed to use in an art journal page, or how deep it's supposed to be, or how messy it's supposed to be. And I really think that we need to get down to the basics. We need to get down to what we personally believe and find out how much of that is stuff that we've been told by other people we're supposed to believe, and what we believe ourselves. And I've had to do in writing this workshop for True to You Too, I've had to ask myself a lot of questions. And the workshop really consists of a lot of my own experiments and wanderings and questions and explorations of myself, where I am and where I'm going as a journaler. So it's really been an organic process, and I think it really starts with sitting down and being honest with yourself of where you are, what you want to do, and where you want to go. So take, a half hour, print this out, get some cool markers, put on some calming music, sit in your studio, sit outside, sit in a coffee shop, and just be honest with yourself. And know that you don't have to share the answers. You are more than welcome to share the answers, to type them as responses, to post in the forum or in the comment section. And maybe you discover something about yourself you didn't know. Maybe you found this root of this behavior that you're like, okay, now I need to get past this block and go further. And I'm hoping that just allowing yourself to open up will put you in the mind frame that you need in order to get the most out of True to You Too. For those of you who are in the forum and already signed up for the class, I really look forward to working with all of you and getting to know you. And if you want to publish any of this worksheet, I would love to just see the first portion where it just tells when you began and why you do it and what you use, so that I can get more about you and we can form a more personal relationship. And for those of you who are on the blog or on YouTube and you've downloaded this questionnaire, I really hope that it at least gives you a little more perspective and helps you figure things out. And if it is beneficial for you and you haven't signed up yet, you still have a week to sign up for True to You, and you can look forward to 6 weeks of stuff like this where I just kind of pick your brain. Not look outside yourself in the respect of looking at other people's art and looking at what other people have done, but looking at your life and who you are and your unique story, because there's no one else on this entire planet, past, present, or future, that will ever be you, that will ever have your experiences and your aesthetics and you. And that means that every page you do, every journal that you do, is never going to be done again by someone else. And I really want you to explore that uniqueness and the environment that you're in and use that in what you're working on. I hope to see you on True to You too, or I hope to keep seeing you on the blog and Facebook and YouTube and Twitter, and I really hope that at least you take the time to give this some serious thought and have fun with it, and maybe you'll discover something new. So I will see all of you in the class next week when it starts, and I'll see all of you everywhere else around the internet.